Hey. Okay. Hi guys. Hello. Hello. Hey. I'm sitting right in the comments. You don't really need to see my face anyway. Hope everybody had a good day. I repotted some plants. Hope I didn't kill them. Like really, really hope. I'll be very, very, very upset if these things don't survive. And then I watered them. I fed myself 0 water until now. Got some water by my mat. And yeah, that was my day. I've been reading East of Eden. Pretty fabulous. Just gonna give people time to sign in, get their space in order, and get your music devices ready. And then once the ticker starts to level off, I'll give it a couple minutes after that so that everyone can get that playlist started, because it's a goodie. This one this time, guys, it's like really good. I'm happy with it. That being said, some people can be a little intimidated by detox. I'm going the nice, comforting side of detox. I know the playlist is called The Exorcist, but I really want it to be like that for you, not like the movie. I don't want you to spew green vomit or anything like that. My roommate Odeta's here today, guys, by the way. She's right there. She's laughing at my jokes. What happened here? Okay, whatever. Anyway, what I want it to be is nourishing and, load, letting go. Words didn't get put together really well in that sentence right there, but you know what I mean, right? I just heard what I said. Anyway, but I want it to feel I want it to be a nice little massage for your torso and some letting go of whether it's, toxic thought patterning or I don't know. Why is that automatically the one I go to? I guess that's the one I have. But whatever it is, the outside noise, just connecting with yourself and being at peace, just being with yourself. Anyway, long story short, get your, I want you to feel good after. Get near your, paused due to a poor connection. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I got paused due to a poor connection, but get near your music device, and I'm gonna have to play it really low on my end because I got nailed for having content that was not my own last time and I couldn't repost, so we're gonna keep it really low, but get near your device, and then I'm gonna start you on your back. So I'll count you down. 3, 2, 1, then play. This is the 4 reels time. We're gonna do it. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, play. And then get settled into your space. Just unload a couple deep breaths. It's kind of where I was going with that initial catchy sentence earlier. This can be heavy sighs, they can have sound, they can be whatever you feel like you want or need them to be to draw you on your mat and into your space. You can take any shape, feels good. When it feels appropriate, start to take your inhalations and your exhalations through your nose. Start to activate a slight constriction in the base of your throat that allows your breath to brush along the base of your throat, creating that audible wave-like sound where it's effortless, but also there's a little more effort than there is at rest. Just a nourishing, steady pattern. Start to notice how your rib cage really starts to expand in 360 degrees out to the sides, up to the ceiling, down to the mat. And then as you exhale, notice how you can actually pull the rib cage back in on itself and pull the low belly in and really massage the internal organs with the rib basket and the core muscles. And then inhale, just let everything expand out again. And then exhale, bring it back in. So the entire concept behind detox is massage of the internal organs as you go into shapes that cause parts of your body to compress together, and then breathing into that compression. So just start by pulling both knees back towards your chest and allow your thigh bones to come as close to the belly as they will. You don't have to worry about whether the tailbone rolls off the floor or not. It's not a big deal. Try to get the thighs to come in toward the belly, and then just pause at center and take a deep breath up into your thighs. As you exhale, see where you can release some tension and pull your thighs back into your belly as you also pull the rib basket in and engage the abdominal muscles to push the air out. And then you inhale again. Just exhale again. Starting to get into your right center left pattern, you're going to take both elbows out to the sides. The palms are going to face up. Take a really deep breath in where you are. And then as you exhale, slowly drop both knees off to the right. Take a nice deep breath into the left side rib cage. And then as you exhale, look out over your left elbow. Just soften the left shoulder down. See where you can feel the left side just being lengthened sort of on its own. And then take one more deep breath into that. Let that breath go. And then come back up through center. And you're going to land on the back, pull the knees right in, and try to grab your elbows around your shins. I understand that that's just not possible for some. So you grab onto the forearms, the wrists, the fingertips, whatever will lock you in quite well. Even if it's your hands up your shins, it doesn't matter. And then see where you can, with the arms locked in, take the head, neck, and shoulders back down onto the floor. From there, this might be what you're managing, just trying to breathe into and out of that. Or if you want to start to work some hip flexor strength, start to draw the hip creases, forward to the top of your mat while you stay locked in and the shoulders stay relaxed. Take one more deep breath in. Let go of the work in the hip flexors, breathe out. And then take the arms back out into cactus. Notice how good it feels to take like an uncompressed breath. And as you exhale, take both knees over toward the left and just let it land. Take a deep breath into the right side rib cage. And then as you exhale, just really let the right shoulder soften toward the floor and sort of feel like your right armpit and your outer right hip being pulled in opposite directions. And then one more breath. And then slowly start to come up through center. And then you'll rock up and down your mat 2 or 3 times. You're going to rock up into a tabletop. I'm going to shift around so the top of my mat is always facing the wall here. It's closest to where the music is, so just I can hear it and you cannot, so I can kind of sort of keep everything going on the beats. But see where you can tuck your toes under or untuck. I'm still dealing with the knee injury, so I'm tucked, but whatever feels best for you, start to cycle through some cat-cows, roll your neck out, do what feels logical and natural and nourishing and good and lubricating, and try not to overthink what it is. Just get involved with how it feels. And then once you've finished, and just because I've said once you've finished doesn't mean you have to be, so you can take a few more if you want. But we're going to land in a downward dog, and we're going to hold there for about 5. You can pedal out your feet. Rock your hips a little side to side, shake your head yes, shake your head no. Move in any way that helps you to release tension, opens up the body, feels just generally good for you right now. And then you'll slowly come forward into a plank. Push the heels toward the back wall and from knees or toes. So knees is what I'm demoing here. You want no crease through the front of the hips. You can take the shins off the floor. I kind of like it. I find I get a little more action through my deep cores. Slowly come all the way down onto the floor. Press the fingertips down, elbows in. And then you'll take your right arm out to the side and just roll over onto the right side. Take a little chest shoulder opener on the right. Maybe look up, breathe in. Exhale back onto your belly. Take both hands into a T position now and then start to draw the fingertips in, the elbows up. As you inhale, lift your head, neck, and chest. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. You should feel this upper back, not low. And then exhale, come back down. And then push your left hand out to the side, roll over left side, and just take a nice linger in that chest opener on the left side, and then you'll slowly come back onto the floor. Press the hands beside the low ribs, elbows stay in. Start to lift through the belly button first if you can, and then slowly push back to a child's pose. Pause there for 3. You can roll out the wrists if you need to. For 2. And then you'll slowly start to come forward into a tabletop. Hands a little bit further forward than they usually go in a tabletop. And then you'll come back into a downward facing dog. From there, you'll inhale, lift the left leg. So yes, the left leg first. And then slowly start to set your left foot forward between your thumbs. You're gonna take your right knee both forward and down. So it's sort of like, not sort of, right underneath of your right hip. And then take that left hand just inside the left leg, so the left shin. Push the left arm out into the left shin and slowly start to lift your right arm up. See where you can start to extend that left side long over top of that left thigh bone, and then breathe your left side into your left thigh bone. And then from there, start to take the right hand down, start to flip, take the left arm up, pull the left hip back, and then start to reach that left arm forward. Good, and then slowly start to take the left arm up, slowly start to take the left hand down, step the left foot back to meet the right foot. And then from knees or toes, you come all the way down to the floor. And then you can inhale any baby cobra your choice. And then you'll start to push back into child's pose. For 3. 2. Good, so hands a little further forward than they usually go on a tabletop. You're back to a downward dog. And the right leg will lift this time. And then you'll look forward between the thumbs. The right foot will step forward between the thumbs. The left knee will move forward and down. Good, and then you'll take that right hand inside the right foot. Notice if your right hip is starting to jut forward. So like butt to screen for me here. Pull the butt away from the screen. And then take the left arm up. And then see where you can lengthen that left side over top of the left thigh bone. Breathe into it. And as you exhale, take the left hand down to the floor. Start to take that right arm up, but then again, the right hip might it will want to go forward. Pull it back in space. Lift your chest. Maybe look up to your right thumb. And then slowly take your right hand down. Step up off your left knee, take your left toes back to meet your right toes. This time, chaturanga from your knees, from your toes, elbows in, belly up, chest forward. And then press down into the tops of your feet, push down into your hands, and lift the body away from the floor through the feet and the hands. And then exhale over your toes to a downward dog. From there, just slowly start to walk your hands back toward your feet. Take a nice little passive dangle over top of the legs. Within a passive dangle, make sure that you're actually letting go of your head. We tend to hold it on. Just give it a little shake. Nod your head yes, shake your head no, whatever you need to do. And then from there, you'll slowly start to walk your hands forward. Take downward facing dog. Look forward between the hands, bend your knees, step or lightly hop your feet forward to the top of your space. Breathe in, lift your chest forward. As you exhale, pull your forehead into your shins at the same time as you pull your chest forward to your feet. And then inhale, lift your arms up. And then exhale, take your hands down to your heart. So sun salutations, inhale, lift the arms up, forward fold. And then exhale, take the hands down toward the floor, pull the forehead in toward the shins. Inhale, lift the chest, the gaze forward, pull the shoulders away from the ears, the hands plant down, elbows stay straight, knees bend to move you back through plank. Elbows bend to move you through chaturanga or to the floor. And then it's elbows again, this time they extend to lift upward dog. And then it's a pull up through the hip creases, either up and over the toes, or sometimes the flexibility in the feet isn't there. It feels like it's gonna bust your toes off or break your foot. To roll over top of the toes, consider, stepping over top and working on the flexibility of your feet in the meantime, because you need to. And then look forward between your hands, bend your knees, step or hop your feet, top of the mat. Breathe and lift the chest forward. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lift the arms up. Good, exhale, close up. Hands at heart or samastiti. And then inhale, lift the arms back up one more time. Exhale and fold. Inhale, chest thrust forward, hands plant down, elbows stay straight. So you might need to bend the knees quite a lot so that you can step or hop back to a plank. And then it's just elbows that bend for chaturanga. So if you're in a knee plank, it's still just elbows. And then it's just elbows extend as you move to upward dog, but then you press into the tops of the feet, use your tush, and then exhale over your toes for down dog. 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. So look forward and bend your knees. Step or lightly hop your feet to the top of the space. Breathe and lift the chest forward. And then as you exhale, fold the forehead into the shins. Inhale, slowly lift the arms. And then exhale, bring the hands down to the ground. Take the feet together or toward together. Inner thighs together is a better cue. If the feet are together and the inner thighs are together, whatever, but inner thighs together is a better cue. Sometimes the feet are still apart. Sit the seat bones down toward the heels, so not so much back, but down. Low belly pulls in, arms can be low, take a breath. As you exhale, now push the seat bones back so your chest starts to go forward. Take the left elbow outside the right knee, push the left elbow down firmly into the right knee. As you push the right knee out into the left elbow, pull the right shoulder away from the ear, extend the top of your head forward. So you want to think long spine. So your tail, you want to wag slightly to the left, I would say, and your chest, you want to move slightly forward. Take one more deep breath in, and then exhale, fold over both legs. Inhale, lift the chest. And then as you exhale, press the hands to the floor, step or hop back through plank, lower through chaturanga, or step back to downward dog stay. These are parts of practice that you can truly make your own at home because no one else is there. Getting your mind involved to be able to go, oh, I should do it like that, maybe like that. Just do your own thing. Lift your right leg up and back. And then as you exhale, the right foot will step forward between the hands. Left knee comes forward and down. You're again going to take right hand inside right foot. Slowly start to lift the left arm up. This time start to turn your left thumb back. Start to reach that left hand behind your back toward your sacrum, or maybe the outer edge of your right hip, or maybe it even starts to reach to the outer edge of your right thigh. If that's happening, you can slowly start to take the right shoulder forward, maybe come toward a bind, and then again, think about that action of lengthening the right side over top of the right thigh. Or we stay here and lengthen over top of the right thigh. You've been here. And then from there, the left hand's gonna come down, right arm's gonna start to spin up, right hip moves back in space. Tap the left toes under, come up off the left knee. Right hip really pulling back, get lighter on the left fingertips, start to reach the right arm back, reach the left arm forward, and then take the left elbow outside the right knee. Same sensation as in your Utkatasana twist, but this time You're gonna lunge. Still, wag your tail to the left a little bit as your chest reaches forward. I know, it's awful. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, fold over your legs. Step your right foot all the way back to meet your left. Lower down onto your belly. Take both hands, one on top of the other, and just take your left cheek down onto the floor and just let the heart pound. Start to bring yourself back down to a baseline. Some gentle belly back bending, so I don't want you to feel like you have to give her here. You're gonna move in through Shalabhasana A, so you're gonna take the hands down by the waist. Start to roll the shoulders back, pull the shoulders in toward one another, extend the tailbone down toward the heels and pull your low belly in. From there, start to lift the chest. And then see where you can lift the arms. So you should feel this in between the shoulder blades as well as through the triceps, not through the low back. Extend back through the toes. 3 breaths. 2. Good, and then slowly just come back down. Reset, lift back up. 3 breaths. Good, really try to find that squeeze in the tush. So the tailbone wants to move up. See where you can roll it down a little bit more and get a little more extension through the upper back. And then come back down. And then one more time, you get a child's pose after this. I think a lot of people who know me well enough know that I'm going there. And then come back down. Okay, and then push back. Into a child's pose and just pause, breathe for 5. For 4. For 3. It's 2. Good, and then you'll slowly start to walk your hands back towards your knees. Push firmly down through the hands. See where you can start to stack the shoulders on top of the hips. Get a little lighter through the shins by pressing down through the hands and see where you can maybe get the feet to hop onto the floor. And then from there, peace fingers. Wrap around inner edges of the big toes. Thumbs wrap around the top, and then the toes, the big toe pads, smush down into the floor. They smush your fingers. And then your fingers pull back into your toes, smushing your fingers down, and that's what helps you pull your chest forward toward the tops of your feet. At the same time, can you tip a little weight forward into the ball joints of the feet, pull the shoulders away from the ears, relax the neck a little bit more, and allow the forehead to come in toward the shins, while maintaining a bit of a back bend through your upper spine. And then slowly start to walk the hands forward into down dog. Take a deep breath in. You can take an optional flow if you want one. I'm feeling a little tuckered, so I'm going to stay here. And then you'll lift left leg up and back. And then step the left foot forward between the thumbs. Take the right knee both forward and down. Left hand comes inside left foot. And right arm will start to lift up. So again, you can stay right here and work on extending that left side forward over top of the left thigh. It opens up the chest to a point where the bind starts to become a little more manageable without actually having, we'll see if this will happen, without actually having to move the chest to complete the bind. So I had a little bit of a in there, but eventually. 3 more breaths. See where you can look over the right shoulder, but keep your chin tucked. 2 breaths. And then slowly, right hand starts to go up. Right hand comes down to the floor. You come off the right knee. Engage through the right foot to start to find what's going on with the right hip a little bit more. So press the right toes down. And then really engage the right quad. So straighten the right knee. Lift the right thigh bone away from the floor. Left arm starts to move up. Left hip pulls back in space. And that's actually what starts to get you a little bit lighter through the right fingertips, because the legs are actually a little more stable to lift the torso on top now. And then right elbow outside left knee. Breathing here for 3. 2. Good, slowly starting to unwind. Walk your right foot forward beside your left foot. Inhale, lift your chest forward as you exhale, fold. And then bend your knees, send your seat bones down towards your heels. Lift the arms first, so seat bones down, chest up, and then seat bones back, chest forward. Right elbow outside left knee, start to twist, this time starting to pull your tail over toward the right, the left. Whichever way will feel straight back. It depends on your hips, I suppose. 3 more breaths. To the right. 2. Good, slowly fold over both legs. Inhale, lift your chest forward. That was the hard work, you're done. Exhale, take the hands down onto the floor, step or hop back. You can take the vinyasa of your choice, which is allowed to be 0 vinyasa. And then exhale over your toes. You'll lift the right leg up. And then the right knee is going to come forward behind the right wrist. You're going to come down into pigeon right side. Start to take the left toes back in space. Keep the chest moving forward toward the top edge of your mat. I like pigeon on the forearms personally. I find I get more length through my spine from my forearms than if my head's on the floor. But to each their own, as long as you're not feeling any pain. If you are, you could do, this is a seated swan in yin. Hold it for like 5 minutes in the yin class, and if you have a hard time with pigeon, this might actually be something you need to move into, or you can do it on the back. Same thing. Also, same thing if you look at my right leg, so. Same function, different shape. And then slowly start to draw yourself up and in. You'll just let gravity take you over to the right side. Start to spin the left leg forward. And then take the right foot over top of the left knee. And then sit up nice and tall as you can. For me, that actually requires my fingertips to be on the floor, not so much my palm. Navel's pressing back towards spine. Seat bones are rooting down and pelvic floor is pulling in. You inhale, lift the left arm up. And then twist through the waist, not through the hips. The left elbow comes outside the right knee, and then the right shoulder pulls back to come in line with the left. Stay in a space that feels nourishing, not one that feels like it's wringing your spine out. I don't know when people started saying, wring out your spine in twist, but I'm like, there's a lot of really like essential nerve stuff going on in there that maybe you don't want to feel like you're wringing out. Creating space for, yeah. Creating space for while maintaining mobility, yeah. Wringing out? That's something you do to a dirty dish towel. Slowly start to unwind. Take a little counter twist. Good, and then from there, you'll take both feet forward. You can bend the knees here because this is more about compression than it is about straight legs. So you can interlace the elbows underneath the thigh bones, or you can even take the hands underneath the thigh bones and just work your chest forward and be like, I'm here and I'm loving it and I'm feeling my internal organs get massaged, and that is the point of what I'm doing. Or if you feel that in another space, you can move there. Slowly over time, the legs will start to straighten, but first you need to get in it and get in it with a calm nervous system so that you're not actively working against what you're trying to do. You're trying to lengthen the posterior chain of the body. When you're all stressed out about it, you're shortening everything instead of letting it lengthen. Slowly start to come all the way back up. And then this tends to be a favorite. Just put your feet on the floor. Lift your arms up. As you exhale, hug your knees. Put your forehead onto the knees or as close to the knees as it'll come. And then start to lift your chest. Rock back onto your seat bones. You can maintain a really little baby boat, which is more hip flexor work, I would say, and deep core. This is mainly flexibility, but see where you can like really keep your thigh bones in as much as you can. Don't worry about where your feet are for 5. Pull your navel back towards your spine. See where you can lift your chest up. Can you roll a little further forward on the seat bones? 2, maybe? I don't know. Sure, let's call it 2. Slowly start to roll back. And then roll forward, roll over top of your feet, plant your hands down, step or hop back through plank. Lower through chaturanga or no chaturanga. Come back to downward dog. And then you'll lift the left leg up and back. The left knee is going to come forward behind the left wrist. You're going to take a pigeon on the left side. Take the time to respond to your body. Listen to it. Get into it. Connect with it. Respond in meaningful ways. Sway to the Al Green. He's pretty good. 3 more breaths. 2. Slowly start to walk yourself back up and in. Left hand will come off to the side. Just roll onto the left hip. Take the right leg forward. Left foot steps over top of right thigh. And then try to sit up really nice and tall. If you're not sitting up tall, if this is what you think sitting up tall is, you're wrong. You might actually need a block. This is really hard to do with my legs twisted like that. But yeah, a block underneath of your seat bones will take this into this, just because the legs are moving forward with gravity, so it's going to allow your pelvis to tip a little bit easier. It'll open up with time. Just sit on your blocks for now. The left hand may not reach the floor from a block, so I'll just take the back of my left hand onto my sacrum. You lift the right arm up. It's still the same. Press down through the seat bones, belly back in and pelvic floor in and up, and then rotate from the torso. Right elbow outside left knee. Left elbow goes back to meet right. Sit tall. Breathe for 1. 2. 3. 4. Good. Slowly start to unwind. Take a little counter twist. And then from there, come down off your block if you're on one, or if you're sitting on a book, whatever it is that boosted you up. Cross your ankles over, roll over top your feet, come through a final vinyasa if you want one. Good. And then from there, you lift the right leg back up again. This time as you exhale, step the right foot forward in between the hands. Take the left heel down onto the floor. You've been here. You've got 2 options. Either right hand down and left arm up, working to get that right side a little bit longer over top of the right thigh. Really pull your right sit bone back toward the left one. Lift up through the left thigh bone. And then either stay with the hands up or find it. Breathe for 1. If you're not quite bound, you just grow on. 2. 3. 4. Good. Slowly start to unwind. Take the left hand down onto the floor. Come onto your left toes. Start to walk your right foot about halfway back down your mat. Take a modified side plank of your choice. Full side plank of your choice. Whatever you like. 3 breaths. 2 breaths. Good. And then from there, take the right hand down onto the floor. Lift the right foot up, step the right foot forward again, take the left knee down onto the floor, this time well behind the left hip, and then you can rock here. You can sink the chest down here. It's completely your call what you do here for the next 8, 7, 6. Keep trying to compress the right side of your body on the right thigh, and then breathe the ribs out into it. And then once that's locked in, I'll just sway. Good. And then from there, tuck the left toes under, lift the left knee up, step the right foot back to meet the left foot, lower to your belly again. Good. Stack one hand on top of the other. Turn your right cheek down onto the floor and just pause. 3. 2. And then slowly start to take the hands back beside the waist again. The palms will face up. Keep your chin on the floor for now, and then start to engage your glutes. So Lengthen the tailbone down toward the heels. Press the tops of the feet into the floor. Pull your belly back towards your spine. And then from there, start to pull the shoulder blades in toward one another. And then lift your head, neck, and chest. Good. So you can stay here. You can start to bend those knees in as well. So you could stay here in more of a not bound, or you could grab on for full bow. For 3, 2. And slowly start to come back down. Push yourself back into a child's pose again. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. So slowly start to come forward into a tabletop. And then tuck your toes, seat bones up and back, take downward dog. You'll inhale, lift the left leg up. And then as you exhale, step the left foot forward between the thumbs. Good. Take the right heel down onto the floor. Notice if the left hip and left sit bone started to pull away from the right one. If they did, pull the left sit bone back toward the right sit bone. So really feel your sit bones pinch in toward one another. And you get that by pulling the left hip crease back and lifting the right thigh bone up. Make the legs do the work. They are strong, they're large, they're there for a reason. Left hand goes down, maybe right arm goes up, and then try to lengthen left side across the left thigh bone. You can stay there. This is beautiful. It doesn't even have to look like this one. It could sort of be here. Or it's a bind. It's what feels good. For 3, 2. And then you'll take your right hand down to the floor, turn up onto your right toes. That always sounds like the vegetable to me, by the way. Turn up onto your left toes, right toes, whatever. So take the left arm up. Walk the left hand, your leg hand, your foot, halfway down your mat and turn onto the outer edge of your right foot. Really lift up through the right side waist. If you notice you're sort of sinking into the right shoulder here, turn your right upper arm bone out toward the outer edge of your mat. Lift your right side rib cage. And then from there, you'll slowly start to take the left hand down. Take that left foot up. Step the left foot forward. Take the right knee down well behind the hip. And then see where you can really pull the left thigh and the left side of the body together. And then once they're attached, just sway or circle or pause and just breathe into it. There's a lot of options. Get a little intuitive, mix them together, create new ones. Good, and then this time, you'll tuck your right toes under, step your right foot forward to meet your left foot. Try to stay low and sit back down. So you're in Malasana, and here you can work to lift the chest, or you could come down into more flexion through the spine. I'm going to say a lot of us have been in a lot of flexion through the spine. So, and if you're getting that like numb pain sort of in between the shoulder blades, more often than not, that's your rhomboids being like weak and not being able to like hold everything up. So you might actually benefit from pulling the shoulder blades in toward one another, trying to lift your chest up. Good, and then from there, in whatever way it looks, just take your hands down to the floor, come down onto your bum, roll down onto the floor. I'm just gonna turn around again so that I can still hear what's going on here, but you're just gonna roll down. Pull the knees in toward the chest, gently rock a little, side to side. And then you'll pause on the back. Keep the right knee pulled in toward the chest and start to extend the left leg forward in space. It's all right for the right hip to hike up here. Usually I'd be pull your right hip down away from you, but you can let it just roll up, and you might notice that your right thigh bone is kind of getting a little closer to your right side than it normally does. Maybe some kinks worked out, some things got stronger, longer, maybe. maybe not. Take a moment and notice that it wasn't really whether things got stronger or longer that mattered. What mattered was you paused. And then you'll take your right arm out into a cactus shape and start to drag your right knee toward the left if it calls out to you to reach all the way out to the right side. I like to reach all the way out with my right arm with my right palm up. Something that feels good on me right now. Sometimes my palm's down, sometimes my elbow's bent. I'm a fickle human. I'm changing my mind all the time. Or maybe I'm just living in all the moments. I don't know. Maybe I'm super enlightened. Slowly start to come back onto your back. Doubtful. Working on it though. Pull the left knee in. And then just take the knees wide and let your hips be really nice and heavy. And sort of like rock in this almost like diamond, happy baby-like shape. So the heels are pulling in toward the seat bones, but the knees are nice and apart. You might notice, oh my God, my tailbone has never been this far toward the floor like ever, and this is awesome. Great, cool. But if not, again, that's not what needed to happen. What needed to happen was maybe a pause in patterning that we come to all the time. You can come into a happy baby or extend legs. It's your call. Breathe through. 2. Draw the knees back in toward one another and then start to push the right leg forward as you interlace your hands over top of your left thigh. And you can let that left hip hike up. Just massage the left side of your body with your thigh bone. Breathing for 5. 4. So this is a class that, yes, it will detoxify the body. It's use of compressions and massage. Now start to twist over toward the right, reach to the left. Stimulates blood flow to internal organs, a lot of which are responsible for detoxification of your body. Think about what your liver does. I mean, every time we have a wine night. Also, like your lungs, your kidneys, your spleen, like there's so much detoxification that goes on throughout the body. Fresh blood flow helps those processes happen and like brings in the stuff that makes it happen and then unloads the stuff that your body doesn't want anymore. And then slowly come back onto your back. And you'll just take your feet up toward the sky. And you'll just stay in legs against the wall pose today. You can keep your arms wherever they want to go, whether that's up in the sky or up overhead or down by your waist, doesn't matter. You might have also noticed you went a lot from right, center, left. That's the exact same pathway that your large digestive system moves in. We just talked about how speeding up the process of waste removal. So think about what your large intestine does. Its only job is to package waste. So sometimes people will leave this class going, I have to sit on the toilet. That is yoga working, friends. It's also a really good opportunity though to observe maybe like what comes up as you move through a practice that was meant to be really just nourishing. There are thought patterns that came in. I mean, what was I doing binds? My ego got involved there somewhere. Tends to. But again, if those felt nourishing for you and you moved into them, then good thought pattern. Good, and then from there you'll pull your knees in towards your chest. Pull your forehead up towards your knees, curl into a tiny little ball. Take a really deep breath in. And then exhale, find any shavasana of your choice. Just let yourself be heavy. Unload a couple really deep breaths. I'm just going to turn the lights down in here. Unload anything that's left over from the practice. unload what needs to be unloaded. Bring in what you need. Pause just for a couple moments in this space of stillness, quiet. And notice that's all you need. There's a lot of other stuff that can get wrapped up in life. Work, relationships, everything. There's a lot of stuff that can get wrapped up in everything. And even when you feel like you can't, you have this. When toxic thought patterns take over, you have this. When anxiety takes over, you have this. When your mother-in-law takes over, you have this. It doesn't have to be for just the big things we need some space from. It can be the little things too. Taking that space can bring a lot of perspective to the big things and the little things. And then as you become ready, it doesn't have to be now. Just pause and take a couple deep breaths in stillness in that space. And then almost resist the urge to wake yourself back up. And feel out each movement as it comes back into your body. Start to wiggle your fingers, your toes. You can rock your head. And then you'll eventually come up to any seat in any way. And you'll take your hands together in front of your heart. Place your thumbs onto your sternum and maybe connect with your heartbeat. Take a little bow of the forehead toward the fingertips, just pausing in a moment of silent gratitude for taking some time to come onto your mat, sending out silent gratitude to all those who showed up with you, all those who might show up later, collective energy that's here. And then taking a final moment of gratitude for me for being here. And we'll take a final deep breath together. Inhale. And just exhale all the way. Namaste. And then maybe like, you know, I'll wipe the tears off if you need to, because that playlist is a cry playlist. Thanks guys so much for being here. Thank you to I'm Yoga for continuing to allow me to use your profile. If you guys have any friends who would like these classes, like get them in. Yeah. Have a great rest of the Tuesday, friends. If you want to send any sort of donations, you can do that over on my website. The link is just in my bio. That's probably the easiest way to find it. You're all on Instagram. You're all grammars. Or you can send it to amorley9@gmail.com. I really do appreciate everything you send, whether it's little hearts on the sides or it's like, how's your morning going, how's quarantine, or like, you know, whatever it is, a random act of kindness to a stranger. I appreciate that. Just like, let's like start brewing some good fucking energy and, you know, create like a good stew out there. Have a good one, guys. Peace out.